Starbase is a DoD program funded out of the Office of Secretary of Defense.
Starbase has been around for over 20 years. We have 76 locations nationwide.
It's actually a quite intensive program. It's 25 hours over 5 school days.
We hope that we get kids excited about wanting to do more in math, to do more in science, and to maybe even eventually go into an engineering field or a science field.
We do not in the United States have enough children wanting to go into those careers and major in them. So we have to instill in them a desire and a want and a need to do that. We let them feel it and do it and see it. They experiment with it. And then we encourage them to go home and tell their parents about it so that they talk about it and it imprints it in their mind.
We teach them how to measure mass in the metric system. We break it down into developing a problem on their own, and then they create a solution with their whole crew. And they go into the building, the prototype phase. And they bring their shuttle over to our launch pads across the room. And we put their shuttles up on a zip line one by one. And if Egbert survives, they get a certificate. If Egbert cracks, they do not.
The first time, it cracked a little bit, so we had to do it again.
My team lost, just a little crack on the bottom, and then the second time we won.
In Newton's balloon cars, what we do is go over Newton's third law, which is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, after which we do an experiment with the balloon cars to show the kids about the air pushing on the atmosphere and the atmosphere pushing back on the balloon car itself. It's just to demonstrate them having to actually blow it up and the air coming out and pushing against it and going down the table and sending it back.
Well, at first it would go berserk, but then we sort of got the hang of it, and then we sort of could control it a little bit, and we just pass it back and forth to each other.
In our rocket class, we did Newton's second law, force equals mass times acceleration. And we tested that by putting a rocket onto a little tube set at 90 degrees, and then we laid out a tape measure, and then we had this little force tube that we had to drop to see for how much force the rocket went off. And when we dropped it, the rocket would fly up and hit the measuring tape, and wherever we hit it, we would record it. And we did that 4 times, and the last one went really far, so it was a little hard to figure out how far it went, but we still got it.
Bernoulli's is a class about airflow. They use a pump that they put in a tub of water and start it and watch the water flow faster between 2 boats, and then watch the boats move together as the water is creating less pressure between them.
We put air between boats, and we put air between these little balls that came together in cans and stuff.
It's very instrumental in airplanes. That's why we have wings shaped the way they are, because of the airflow over the top of the wing and under the wing that causes the wing to rise.
We wanted to see if the mass went up or down, and the mass went down.
A very important part of Starbase is to make them understand the real-world relevance of math and science. We take them on a tour somewhere at Hill, and they get to see real scientists, engineers, and technicians at work. The kids think that that's one of their favorite parts. And then at the very end, we think it's important that the kids get recognition for their accomplishments for having graduated this program. So we do a formal graduation at the school. We have an entire program that we do. We always bring a distinguished guest speaker from Hill Air Force Base to come and do a presentation to the kids, and then we do a formal graduation ceremonies where we have official certificates that the kids get at the very end. We've had wonderful feedback from both teachers and the principals.
I was able to attend a principals meeting where the Starbase coordinator presented to our Davis District principal. And that presentation left a lasting impression on my mind that this was a rare and unique opportunity for students to be able to experience firsthand the relevant work that can be done in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math.
We are creating the future engineers of tomorrow.
Starbase is cool. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I was about to say awesome.